Hi, this is Sarah Mikesell with thecropsite.com, and today we're with Matt Roberts, who's with the Ag Economics Department at The Ohio State University. And Matt, we're out at the Corn Strategies Conference in Knoxville, Illinois, and you're here visiting with farmers. And can you talk to us a little bit about your short-term message or short-term outlook for farmers?
Yeah, Sarah. So the big thing right now that the market's really trying to digest is first and foremost is yields. What are new crop yields going to look like? What I want to caution, what I'll be talking about today, is when we look at record yields in the United States, years of record yields, typically those are relatively cool summers. They're typically summers in which Minnesota, maybe the Dakotas, don't get quite as many heat units as they'd like, but it ends up being perfect growing weather for Illinois, for Iowa, for Indiana. And so far, that's really what 2014 is shaping up as. Clearly, it's been wet. I've seen a lot, especially as I've been here over the past couple days. You know, you see a lot of low spots. You see some ponding, some drown out. But we are setting up right now, I think, as of today, we have the foundation in place for yields that aren't just going to be record. The question up to now shouldn't be, are we set up for record yields, but it's, are we set up for 174 yields, 175 yields, because I believe we have that foundation in place right now in the United States. What does that mean? As the markets look at that, that's what they're really focused on, and that's going to keep a lot of weight on these prices. We've already seen over $1 decline in corn prices in the last 4 weeks, and I think there's another 40 to 50 cents we could go lower into harvest, because unless we get some good news, and by good I mean bad for yields, there's not a lot of reason to expect these prices to turn around between now and harvest. I think right now the market sees every bit of big yield, weak demand, and sells off on it. When anything comes in counter to that, it firms the market a little, but it doesn't really move the market. It simply slows the decline. So watching what happens with those yields is going to be crucial. Watching, obviously, July, August weather, going to be crucial. But the big picture here is I think we're looking at downtrend for the next 3 to 4 months. As we move into harvest, if we get some delays, if we get some early frost, that may change, that may create some opportunities. But given the amount of bushels I expect to see, those who are going to be marketing, if we do see some rallies, I think look at HTAs. We're going to have big carries. There's going to be a lot of storage pressure this year. I think we're going to start out with some really weak basis, and we should see some improvement in that. The other big question is really the demand side. How quickly do we see corn go back into the ration that we saw come out over the past couple years due to those high prices? Now that prices have dropped, how quickly does that get substituted back in? This is what the market's really watching, these two factors. And there's so much uncertainty right now. It means we are going to continue to have a lot of volatility. You've got to pay attention. You've got to be ready. But I wouldn't expect any good news in prices until at least September or October.
Very good, Matt. So weather is the name of the game right now, essentially.
This time of year it always is, but even more so this year when we've got this great setup, this great foundation. You know, moving into July and August, the market's really going to watch it. But the forecasts right now look good.
Very good. Thanks so much for your time today, Matt. This is Sarah Mikesell for thecropsite.com.